The morning sun rose over the golden towers of the Grand Central Palace as Rex Maverick made his entrance, his cameraman following close behind. Rex was a storm in motion, wearing a black vest stitched with his name in gold. Behind him, a swarm of excited followers pressed forward, eager to catch his next live spectacle. Today, history is made. Rex shouted into his mic, "I'll show this toy soldier what real strength looks like." He pointed at Elijah Vance, the royal city guard, standing firm as always at the palace gates. Rex began with cheap tricks, loud stomps, mocking salutes, jokes about the uniform. But Elijah didn't so much as blink. The crowd gathered, some laughing nervously, others quietly recording. Then Rex crossed the line. So this is what a modern slave looks like? An African guarding the legacy of his white masters. His words cut through the air, drawing uneasy glances from tourists. Elijah's face stayed frozen, a statue of duty, though his eyes held something deeper. Seeing no reaction, Rex pushed harder, stepping close, invading the guard space. "What's wrong, soldier? Deaf? Slow? Go back where you came from. You don't belong here." The insults cracked through the crowd like a whip. A mother covered her child's ears. An old man muttered, "Too far." But Rex, caught in the thrill performance, pressed on, circling like a predator. He suddenly struck, his open palm slapping across Elijah's cheek. The sound echoed, followed by stunned silence. Elijah didn't move, didn't sigh, but then he stepped forward. Just one step, by the guard's code. It meant his space had been violated. A small step, yet it rumbled like thunder. The crowd stiffened. Rex flinched back slightly, startled. The rifle in Elijah's grip quivered ever so faintly with his pulse. A little girl started crying. Even Rex's cameraman hesitated, lowering the lens. But Rex only grew louder. "So you'll hide behind your little rulebook? Watch closely. This is how respect is earned." With a flourish, Rex ripped off his shirt, showing off his muscles, and squared up as if in a fight. "Come on, soldier. Or do you prefer coward?" Guards along the line exchanged uneasy looks. The crowd wasn't filming for fun anymore. They were afraid. Elijah, however, stood steady, lips sealed, eyes forward, unshaken. A security officer moved in quietly, speaking to Rex's cameraman, who lowered his gear. Rex, now inches from Elijah's face, sneered. "You're a disgrace to that uniform. Too scared to fight like a man." He spat, a drop landing on Elijah's bright red coat. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Phones lifted higher, now recording proof instead of entertainment. "Enough!" a woman cried out. But Rex only smirked, raising his fist, holding it frozen before the guard's face. "If you don't act now, you'll live with this shame forever," he whispered. For the first time, Elijah blinked, and the entire crowd felt it like a spark. At the edge of the line, Captain Sterling rushed forward, but Rex didn't notice. He saw only Elijah, whose calm stare had shifted into something else. Determination. Then Rex made his mistake. With a roar, he hurled his fist at Elijah's face. The strike tore through the air, aimed to humiliate the guard once and for all. But in a single precise movement, Elijah tilted his head just enough to let the punch sail past, without ever breaking his military stance. Rex's punch missed, sending him stumbling forward. In that split second, Captain Sterling arrived, grabbing Rex's arm and twisting it firmly. "Stand down now," he ordered with authority. But Rex, red with humiliation, jerked free and shoved the captain backward. The crowd gasped. He had gone too far. It was no longer just mocking a ceremonial guard. He had attacked a commanding officer. The other guards immediately broke formation, surrounding Rex in a tight circle. The air turned tense. Tourists stepped back, giving space. Elijah stayed rooted to his spot, calm and motionless, while his fellow soldiers fixed Rex with unyielding stares. Rex panted, his arrogance fading into unease. "What now? You're all going to attack me over a little game?" he yelled, but the crack in his voice betrayed his fear. Captain Sterling steadied himself and stepped forward again, fists clenched. "What you just did is a crime. You're under arrest." But before anyone could restrain him, Rex leapt back into a fighting stance, refusing to surrender. With sudden speed, he lashed out with a kick, striking one guard's leg and sending him crashing down. Chaos exploded. Screams filled the square as tourists scattered in panic. Phones shook as they kept recording. And then something shifted. For the first time, Elijah broke protocol. He stepped forward, then another step, and another, until he stood face to face with Rex. His voice cut through the noise, steady and deep. Enough. This ends now. Rex turned, dripping with sweat and fury. So you want to be the hero too? He sneered. Elijah didn't answer. He simply locked eyes with him, fearless. Rex swung again, a punch aimed at Elijah's chest, but the guard blocked it with a swift forearm. Another strike followed, but Elijah deflected that too, calm, precise, never breaking his composure. With one control movement, he executed a clean military hold, disarming Rex and pinning him to his knees. His arms were immobilized. It was efficient, firm, and final. The crowd erupted into cheers, some with tears in their eyes. Elijah said nothing. He just held Rex until Captain Sterling took charge. Rex, his face pressed to the ground, screamed, "Let me go!" This is abuse. I'm a public figure. But no one listened. Metropolitan Police arrived soon after, cuffed him, and led him away. Elijah quietly returned to his position, standing tall and silent, as if nothing had happened. Captain Sterling paused, placed a hand on his shoulder, and gave a subtle nod of respect. Within hours, the cameraman's footage spread online. But the spotlight wasn't on Rex. It was on Elijah. His calm, his discipline, and his refusal to let racism provoke him became a symbol of true strength. Later, in the briefing room, Captain Sterling spoke to him directly. You showed restraint beyond duty today. You represented this institution with honor. Thank you, Elijah. The guard lowered his gaze and simply replied, I didn't do it for recognition, sir. I did it so no child would leave here thinking hate should be answered with hate. Sterling's eyes softened with pride. That evening, the Royal Guard issued an official statement praising Elijah's conduct. Meanwhile, Rex faced charges for assault, disturbing the peace and insubordination. His channel was shut down, sponsors abandoned him, and for the first time, the public turned against his arrogance. A week later, a group of school children visited the palace. Elijah stood on duty as always, motionless and dignified. One little girl shyly walked up, holding a small drawing. It showed Elijah in his red uniform, surrounded by hearts. Thank you for protecting us, Mr. Guard, she whispered. Elijah didn't speak. The rules forbade it, but his eyes grew damp. The silence itself spoke louder than words. The crowd, sensing the moment, remained quiet. And so the world moved on, with Elijah still standing tall, a living symbol of dignity, proving that even the harshest hate could not shake him. And that is where the story ends. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories.